From the initial stages of development to the final deployment, testing plays a pivotal role in identifying bugs, errors, and potential vulnerabilities. In order to fully verify and validate an application, engineers must use a range of techniques to ensure optimal software quality. The most basic building block of software testing is unit testing. This involves testing individual components or units of a software application in isolation. For example, with a banking application, a unit test could verify the behavior of a transfer money method under different circumstances. For example, it could test the transfer where the sender has $1,000 and transfers $500 to the recipient, which has $0. After the method execution was complete, the unit test would verify the sender has $500 and the recipient also has $500. Now, the unit test would only test the method's functionality. It would not connect to any database or external system. It would only test whether, given these inputs, does the method execute as expected in isolation from the external system. This helps developers detect defects early in the development cycle, leading to faster bug resolution. Once each unit of code is tested, it's important to make sure that the components work seamlessly together. This is where integration testing comes in. Integration testing focuses on testing the interactions between different units or modules. It detects any integration issues that might arise when combining different parts of the software. With our transfer method, the integration would test the interaction with the database that stores the account information. It would also verify that it correctly interacts with the database by retrieving and updating account information as expected. In addition to unit and integration testing, there's also system testing, which evaluates the system as a whole. It ensures that the software meets the specified requirements and functions correctly in its intended environment. System testing encompasses various techniques, such as functional testing, performance testing, and usability testing, each addressing different aspects of the software's functionality and user experience. Functional testing focuses on the business requirements of an application and only verifies the output of an action. It does not check intermediate states of the system when performing that action, which is why unit tests and integration tests are also needed. With our transfer use case, a functional test would ensure that users can successfully initiate a transfer, enter the required information, and receive a confirmation of the transaction. Performance tests evaluate how a system performs under a particular workload. They help measure the reliability, speed, scalability, and responsiveness of an application. For instance, a performance test can verify whether the response times increase when the system experiences high traffic. Usability testing is a type of testing focused on evaluating the ease of use and user-friendliness of a software application. Its primary goal is to assess how well users can interact with the system. It covers how intuitive the user interface is and whether users can accomplish their tasks efficiently and effectively. Once system testing is done, the final step is acceptance testing. Acceptance testing validates that the software meets the acceptance criteria and requirements specified by stakeholders or end users. It can include user acceptance testing, where end users test the software in a real-world environment. One example of this might be ensuring that for international transfers, there are options for selecting currency conversion rates and any associated fees are displayed. Once the code is tested and deployed, that doesn't mean you never test it again. As software is iterated upon, it's important to make sure that any changes do not adversely affect the existing features. This idea is called regression testing, where modified or added functionalities are retested to ensure they do not break current code. Now, depending on your team, some of this testing might be done by a quality assurance team or a QA team. Once testing is complete, they'd report back any issues to the appropriate development engineering team. However, there's always some testing done by the original software team. You are responsible for testing the code you've written works as expected.